Last week I did a video on who is going to be the winner of what we call the Premier League player for the season of 2023-2024. I told you 3 players: Foden, Rice, or Odegaard. And I was hinting so much or leaning so much onto Phil Foden on the side of Man City. On the side of Arsenal, I was leaning so much onto Declan Rice. But finally, the decision has been made by the Premier League, and Foden is going to hit to age Odegaard and Rice. He was named yesterday, though the video is going to hit to come in late, but never say never is one of our mottos in here onto the Rokani Media Football. This is the Football News Show. First video of the day, 19th of May 2024, and hope you guys are really having a fantastic stay wherever you are. This is Rokani David, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned. And we are to talk Foden and how we want to head to age Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. It's a Sunday. Christians flocking to churches. People like Rokani who are Christians at home and they pray from home because God is everywhere. And to the Muslims, we thank Allah for the gift of life and we say Barakallahu Fikum and may Allah reward you abundantly. So let's say close to 300 likes, smash on this video. And this is the first video of the day. And we know to it that today is the deadline day. I'm going to really throw in a little bit of more of the content about today being the deadline day of the Premier League to come to an end. To see to it that a lot really goes our way. But Phil Foden has been a sensational guy. And today we've gotten to know that you don't need to be in the team that is going to be winning the Premier League to obviously be named the player of the season. You can be the player of the season if your team puts in competition, even if it's second or third, and you've gone ahead to put out what we call an exquisite performance, then you can really be given this. Because people think to be the Premier League player of the year, you need to obviously be the man behind the team that he wins it. Because today, we might find out that Arsenal might win it. There is another aspect. When I was recording my first video for the United Matters channel that I've gonna hit obviously fall on, and I was like, something might happen because I'm really trying to add very many dots into this scenario to see how West Ham are really gonna charge up to see to it that they really do the needful. In the video I did that I dubbed in Moyes Arteta trusts, I never hinted about this, but what I hinted on was all about Moyes being the man that brought Arteta from Scotland and brought him to Everton, meaning that any father would love to see his son really being prosperous. Now today, I've gotten to know and remember that David Moyes was a manager of Manchester United, and he really has that attachment. He knows it that if Man City win this, they're going to break the record of Man United. And he might say, it's my last game, and I have to really save Manchester United in Manchester, right? He wants to see London happy. You get, and lastly, this is his last game. And you never know how the players are going to come up and really show support to him. The same applies to the game Man United is going to be playing today at the Falmer Stadium with Brighton. De Zerbi yesterday went ahead to obviously gate an announcement, or really him and Brighton came out and really put out an announcement that it's the last season of the gentleman. So that is something that I needed to hint on before we obviously get into this. But let's start it off with Phil Foden. He was named the Premier League player of the season 2023-2024, aging Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. What did Phil Foden have to say in his own words? Foden said, overall, I've been very happy with the way I played this season and really pleased I've been able to contribute with goals and assists throughout. I would like to thank Man City, staff, coaches, especially teammates. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. And he's right, because this is a team game. It's not an individualistic game. Then he added and said, to win this award is an achievement that I'm extremely proud of. The Premier League is acknowledged as the greatest league in the world, and it's a pleasure to have been nominated with so many other great players who have all enjoyed special seasons for their clubs. So That's what Phil Foden came up and really put up after he went ahead, obviously being named the Premier League player of the season. And I really think he deserves it. He deserves it. And out of those 3 players I've gone ahead to put up in this video, Foden, Odegaard or Rice, whoever would have gone ahead to lift it, I wouldn't have gone ahead to have a problem with him because their seasons have been really exquisite. For Martin Odegaard, he really had some good season at Arsenal, captaining the side to see to it that his team Arsenal is still in the title race till the final day. That is really great. 34 games played, 8 goals and 8 assists. For a person like him, it's really very, very good. When you look at Rice, Declan Rice at Arsenal, 37 games played, 7 goals and 8 assists. As a CDM, that is really exquisite for him, and I think he's one of the few players who have gone ahead to play every game in the season, and I hope that even today Declan Rice is going to come in through and really put in a shift as they really bid farewell to their fans as they close down their season to head to the Euros and see how it's really going to happen down in Germany. When you look at Foden, Phil, Foden has gone ahead to obviously play 34 games like Martin Odegaard, 17 goals and 8 assists. And I told you the reason as to why Martin Odegaard really had a very bad start off of the season, and the reason is simple. The reason is all about Martin Odegaard, right? Playing with 2 different players altogether. Last season he played with Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey or Jorginho in that midfield. That's why he started off very, very well. And they've been players he was playing with even the season of 2021-2022 when he made his full debut season at Arsenal. Apart from that half of there he played at Arsenal from January 2021 to June. You know, leave alone that loan spell, but let's talk about this full season of 2021, 2022 and 2022, 2023. It really affected him huge as Martin Odegaard. And I tell you, next season, he's really going to start it off on a high. You know, he's really going to start it off on a high. I tell you, he's going to start it off on a high because that midfield is really going to be well conversant with him, and he will be like, I can play with anyone very well. So the communication was really hard for them to move in because Rice had to suit in and Kai Havertz had to sit in very well. So for Rice, he has gone ahead to be, for me, the best signing of the season in the Premier League, you know. But for Foden, it doesn't end here. I think if Foden goes ahead to win the Premier League today and win the FA Cup and go to the Euros and lift that Euro tournament, I tell you, he'll be among the top 3 players to compete for the Ballon d'Or. I tell you, he'll be among the top 3 players to compete for the Ballon d'Or because it never comes that easy. It never comes that easy. And he has gone ahead to put in an effort, and you're going to hear it from Taki Beglistan, the director of football at Man City, and his manager, Pep Guardiola, is like telling him, please, you have a higher ceiling. You haven't gone ahead to reach it. You need to become a better and better and better player. Meaning that Foden has every reason to thank the manager and the coaches, the players, and the staff at Man City because they keep pushing him that you can become better and better as a player. But he deserved it. You know, 18 goals this season and 8 assists for him as Foden at the age of 23, making 24 in May, 28th. He really deserves it for me. And congratulations to Phil Foden. What did his manager have to say? The manager said still Foden has a margin to improve. Sometimes this game is overexcited. Sometimes his game is overexcited, and you have to be more calm because his excitement he has for himself. But it's a question of time. But this season he has been really, really important to the side of Man City. So I think that will come out of Foden with time. The excitement that the manager is talking about. You all know that these players get excited at that young age and they try to really figure out different things. But you look at Kevin De Bruyne, the more he aged, the more he became a deadly player. The likes of Riyad Mahrez, the more they aged, the more they became threats to opponents. And I think that's what Martin Odegaard is going to turn into. And I think Pep Guardiola would like to see Phil Foden behave like Martin Odegaard. The way Martin Odegaard composes himself is really out of this world. That is it. He composes himself and doesn't get excited. And I think that's the kind of game that Pep Guardiola wants this boy to really adapt. If at all he adds that to what he already has, I tell you, it's really going to be very, very important. And this boy is really going to be unstoppable at the side of City. Pep Guardiola went ahead and added on to say, he's moving forward, but I have the feeling that he can be better. He can do it because he loves football. He enjoys to be on the pitch. I have the feeling he doesn't like a day off. He likes to be in training. I have the feeling he can do better. So that is Pep Guardiola for you. If Pep Guardiola, a man who went ahead obviously managed Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Samuel Eto'o, name it, tells you that this player has a lot more better room to really become better, then you have to take his words. I tell you, no one knows the better story, underneath the lake, or sea or ocean, than the crocodile. If a crocodile comes and tells you that this is happening down or at the rock bottom of the sea, you can't come out and really oppose it, because that's what exactly happening that side. So for me, I think Pep Guardiola is really right. He's not this manager who comes out to praise very many players. And the way he sees Phil Foden, he sees him as a player who is going to become one of the best players in the world under his management. And I think Foden should pray hard that Pep Guardiola be here for the next 2 seasons, even if he moves out. But he needs to be having Pep to really improve him and really set his mentality to that level. And the most exciting bit of it all has come in through from the director of football, or the sporting director of Man City, Taki Begiristan. He has said, I've been at City for 11 years, so I've seen everything of Phil Foden. He's unbelievable, loves football, loves to stay onto the pitch. He's the first to go on the pitch, the last one out. Sometimes we have to tell him to stop training. Now, if you read that and you connect it with what Ronaldo had been, and you connect it to what has been said about Cristiano Ronaldo, you see the mentality of a player of Phil Foden and how he's really gonna come out to be the best. These are traits of world superstars. You get? It's world superstars that really come onto the pitch early and leave late. To bring you up to speed at Man United, it was first said by Carlos Tevez that at one time he came at 8 and he found Cristiano Ronaldo there at the training session, at Carrington. Then he said, I'm going to come at 7. He found Ronaldo there. When he came at 6, he found Cristiano Ronaldo there at the pitch. So Ronaldo was the first and was the last to get off the field of play. You remember what Gary Neville said about Ronaldo. He was like, this boy who was obviously doing lots of things at the club of Man United, and he could leave the training last, and they were laughing at him that, what's wrong with this young boy? What does he think is special? But the boy had to look at everything that Ronaldinho could do, Kaka, Ronaldo, Dalima, and he could come out and really try it out. Now, the most inspiring story that I got from Cristiano Ronaldo is all about Patrice Evra. At Carrington, there was a table tennis, and Ronaldo came in through. I think it was in 2005, and he lost to Rio Ferdinand, right? Now, and he lost to Rio Ferdinand in 2004. Listen to this, guys, for everyone who wants to be successful like Ronaldo. You can borrow this from him, or you can borrow a leaf from him. After 5 years, after 4 years, Ronaldo came back to challenge. But in those 4 years, after he had lost to Rio Ferdinand on the table tennis, he went ahead and bought a table tennis, a table where they play table tennis. He was practicing at home for 4 years, and when he felt like he had gone ahead to perfect, he came back and told Ferdinand, can we really have a match together? Ronaldo beat Ferdinand hands down. Ferdinand had even forgotten that this man was here for revenge. You get? But Ronaldo never went ahead to give up. So when I add all that, I think Foden has the traits of Ronaldo in him. And you never know what Foden is really going to become. And it looks like now the team of City has gone ahead to be built around him. And for any team like City, you'd love to build your squad onto a homegrown player, provided he really lifts up to where he is. And when you look at the players where you're phasing out, the Riyad Mahrez phased out already, and now Kevin De Bruyne is going. And I tell you what, Foden is really going to be the player that the City side is going to be built on. That is it. Look at Arsenal, how they're using Bukayo Saka. Though I think Odegaard and Declan Rice have gone to come in through and really taken this to the next level. But Saka is also a player they are trying to build this squad on at the club of Arsenal. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Foden, Hedges, Odegaard and Rice to win the Premier League Player of the Month. What do you make about it? Do you think he deserves it? Yes or no? But as we call it quits, I want you to go into the comment section and really school me about who do you think is going to be winning the Premier League title today. I'm returning with the story of Ronaldo. He has come out and said it's not going to go the Arsenal way. It's going to go the other way of Man City. What do you make about it? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. Congratulations to Phil Foden. I like it when these young talented players win it. Bye-bye.